Hello and welcome again to the lunch session on day 4 between South Africa and Sri Lanka. We're about to start. I'm going to hand over to Dave Midgley for that, but just to let you know, Sri Lanka are 48 for 7. They trail South Africa by around about 71 runs. And Dave, South Africa hoping to get these wickets very quickly. And we see the start of an intriguing over here. Hello, Otto.
Hey, how are you?
Good.
I just got back from dumping some garden refuse. I just want to wipe my face and I'll be right back.
Okay. Dave seems to have some technical problems, but Markham's bowled 4 of his balls this over, all dot balls. An interesting way to start this post-lunch session. So the Kasun Rajita is the batsman who is out at the crease as we try to get Dave Midgley in. Dave?
I'm back again. Aiden Markram starting at the first ball after lunch, round the wicket, and he just defends. That's an interesting decision for South Africa to go with Aiden Markram. Wonder if they're trying to burgle a wicket. I don't suppose why they would need that, but this one is defended again. No run. There's a man in a catching mid-wicket position. As South Africa look to this honestly doesn't make sense to me. Markram round the wicket once again, and it's just driven out into the covers, but not much fuss there. Kasun Rajita is the man who is at the wicket now. He's just naught from his 3 deliveries that he's faced from Markram. A little bit slower this time from the South African right arm opening batter, and he just prods at that, no run. 148 for 7. Hasaranga 28 from 29. This one is again defended on the front foot, and that just trickles out into the field. No run there. Last ball of this first over, and South Africa well on top here. 37.5 overs bowled. He comes round the wicket, and it's a quicker one. It's just lofted up in the air on the bounce to Lutus Apamla. A little bit of a parachute, one might say, but in the end, nothing too sinister from that. End of the over, 148 for 7. Welcome, Otto.
Okay, so we've been caught up. So Otto, we're at the end of that first over. After Keshav has bowled, so Dave will lead us in to the next over, which surprisingly is another spinner.
Yeah, Markram, was that the first over after lunch for Markram?
Yes, yeah.
Oh, Maharaj.
Disappointing, very, very disappointing, I must say, from Quinton de Kock. I understand they're trying something new, but
Maharaj again, and it's floated this time as they try to squeeze that away to point, but Lungingidi stamps it out.
Okay, tell me when you're on the second ball.
Maharaj in one again, and that one's just died out the wicket, and everybody says, "Ooh," and there's nothing from it. There's obviously looking to get through these overs quite quickly as Maharaj is in once again, left arm round the wicket, and it's defended off the front foot by Hasaranga as everybody runs back into position, and Maharaj gets going once again. 4th ball of the over. In again, passing the umpire. And that one's carved away on the bounce to the man at slip in Alga. But I don't know what he's planning here. Maybe try and rush the guys. Maharaj in and straight for this time as he tries to drive at that, does Hasaranga, but nothing coming from it there. 1 more remaining in this over. There's 2 lightning quick overs here from the spin tandem as Maharaj floats it up this time. He tries to hit it inside out, but straight to 50% catching cover. End of the over. 148 for 7. My word. What, Otto, what's going on here?
I have no idea. I mean, we need the wickets, and they've got 1 walking wounded and 1 recently recovered walking wounded at the crease. So where's Nortje and Sepamla and Ngidi and Mulder?
Behind the over rate, maybe?
Well, does it matter?
It's a possibility. Australia have been fine for a slow.
Is it?
Australia were
Markram
fine
in
for
once again round the
on day
wicket.
4.
No run.
Yeah, Australia were fine for slow
12
over 8. So that's probably it. Maybe they found out.
Worked off the pads.
That's the only
and, nothing
explanation
there.
I can think of. Yeah. Third ball now coming.
Third ball indeed
Markram.
coming, and he's saying, just hang on a sec, let me get going. Is Kasun Rajita. This one is defended, no run. Yeah, obviously, I think that we've just seen a graphic that says 12.5 to the over, and obviously they're not happy with that. They're wanting them to pick up the pace. Markram in again, and this is just pushed at without anything coming to
But
Maharaj.
this is also being disrespectful to Hasaranga, especially because he's not a lower order batsman as you'd expect. He can play some really nice shots.
Worked off the pads of Rajita to the man at 45. Markram again ready at the top of his mark as he passes Murray Erasmus right arm around the wicket, shorter this time, and Quinton de Cox made an error there with the gloves. There's a couple of times that he's bluffed it today, but Dino was able to clean up there. I'm not quite sure what the plan was. End of that over, another one gone.
Yeah, so that's overrate. It could be the only reason why these two are bowling at the moment.
Yeah. Interesting enough, I think. Just let me know when
Maharaj
the
in
viewer
again,
starts.
and this one's hit up and over the ring field. One bounce 4. What a shot, Hasaranga.
Yeah, he opened it up there. Dave?
Maharaj in once again, and this is hit in the exact same place. 4 runs once again. Back-to-back boundaries here for Wanendu
Can this
Hasaranga.
experiment end, please? Honestly, can this experiment end?
Yeah, it's just gone over. Faf du Plessis is in the ring there. Maharaj in again, and down the wicket comes Hasaranga. Smashes it over the South African left-arm spinner. Couple of bounces. 4 runs again. That's 12 from the over. Goodness me, this is expensive.
It's clear what Wasaranga thinks from these bowlers.
This one giving himself some
What do you
room
think
there,
of this?
Hasaranga, as he guides that beyond the reach of point immediately, and he's having to hobble to get back there in time. Is Kasun Rajita. They're now saying, please come in closer. We're just seeing him look like he's wincing in pain there. He's not happy with that. So it's either boundaries or nothing.
No, but this is just unbelievable.
Rajita facing up now to Maharaj and just defends. And we've got one more left in this over.
Like,
Over
I don't get
slightly better now as Maharaj is in and he defends it, and that's the end of the over. 161 for 7.
I get if Sri Lanka had a 100-run partnership and they were down. It was like 200 for 3, and then you needed something new. Then you could try these two, but they're 161 for 7. Just bowl them out. Use your quicks.
Can you still be fined if the game ends earlier?
Yes.
Apparently, yes. Yeah.
Australia got fined, and this game ended at the end of day 4.
Sure. All right. Well, I mean,
no, it's still
this
not
is
right.
something.
They need to work at it throughout the entire test match. You can't just all of a sudden start working at it now because you at the threat of losing money.
Markram in again, and this one's driven too long on. They don't take the run because of the injured pair at the wicket, more so Rajita than so it's literally half last man stands batting here. It's either a boundary or a dot. Defended on the back foot by Hasaranga, no run.
Yeah, so this is like you rightly say, Paul. This is something that should be worked into the plans, and it should be.
It's just very silly. I'm sorry. This is not what you want. You want to win a test match and you want to get it out of the way. These two are not going to offer you something outside of a false shot.
Markram in again and defended that time. Nothing there. 4 balls from the over. Nothing conceded just yet.
Yeah, and as far as growing the game and growing the game's audience, this is horrible. I mean, how do you explain this to someone who doesn't?
There's a mix-up there in the Oh, nothing coming in the end there. They decide against a quick single there, but nothing from this over so far. Another maiden in the offing here for Markram.
Rajita's literally hopping on one leg down the pitch as he's trying to take the run. This is ridiculous.
Shambles. Markram in for his final delivery. Right arm around the wicket. Hasaranga comes across and lofts this over the deep square region. That looks like it's gone all the way.
Yeah,
Wonderful
it has. It's
shot.
6. It's just it's honestly, guys. What are they thinking? What were they discussing at lunch to bowl these two in tandem against Hasaranga, who's now on 47 or 45?
Well, Hasaranga treated that with the contempt it deserved, I have to say.
167 for 7. They trail only 58 runs. This is day 4, second session. First slip in place, and Maharaj bowls, and this one is just pushed at by Kasun Rajita. No run. He hasn't got a single run just yet. I think his job is just to hang around with Hasaranga as he goes on his merry way. He's in again, is Maharaj, and this one has defended nothing.
So how long would they have to keep this up to catch up to the over rate after 4 days?
I do not know.
The next delivery just narrowly beating the bat of Rajita, and Maharaj happy to work away at that one. Immediately the next one is bowled, and one to come in this over, just defended. This is a little bit of a farce, if you will agree with me. That one is a big shot there for the South Africans. Not interested is the umpire, and over bowled. Gentlemen, this is a farce, surely.
I don't know what we just signed ourselves up for.
I'm not sure what they appealed for there. LBW probably,
wicket, I think. Yeah.
Hit him in front of his leg stump. So left arm coming around. Let's see the replay now.
We've suddenly caught up because Luto Supamla is back in the attack. He's bowled just the 3 overs in this innings, 1 for 11. He was used 4th in line today. So Quinton de Kock trying to just squeeze a couple of quick overs in there before he gets going. He passes the umpire now, and this one is driven up and over the inner ring. It's one bounce. Or is that gone for 6 rather? 4 rather.
4. One bounce.
Wonderful shot, and that brings up one into Hasaranga's maiden Test 50. South Africa gifting it to him, really.
A loosener there from Supamla, and Hasaranga throwing everything at it. And yeah, he gets his maiden Test 50.
So what should the plan be to counter this? Should we ask our bowlers to run off shorter run-ups earlier in the test?
No,
what do you guys think?
need a change. It's a changeover. It's the changeover of balls and at the end of overs. We're taking too much time at the end of overs. We're taking too much time at the end of balls to start a new to go back again. They need to learn.
Supamla in again, and this one is just defended off the back foot, no run.
Yeah, so they need to find a way to do that. Obviously, it's really hard being a fast bowler because obviously you need enough time to rest and get your bearings.
Yeah, I mean,
go for it.
This is something that should be monitored. I think from the first session. Then
Supamla over the wicket now, and this is just squared up. Hasaranga, as that one kind of came through a little bit quicker than he was hoping for. Goes through to Babuma, who shows us wonderful football skills there at long off, but they don't go for a run.
Yes, can we sign him for Kaizer Chiefs, please?
We were 13 points ahead. 13 points ahead last year. I don't want to talk about it. This point last year, 13 points ahead. I mean, really. Hasaranga, 51 from 48. Kasun Rajita, not a single run for his 20 deliveries. And Supamla's 1 for 15 from 3.5. Sri Lanka 171 for 7. And they trail by 54. Supamla passing up by now. This is cut in the same gap that every single boundary has come from. There's no third man. There's no fourth slip. Do you think it's the inexperience of Quinton de Kock falling behind and trying to squeeze a couple in with dibbly dobblers?
It is. I just don't understand. I think yes, but
Yeah, but
this
there's
needs to. But the management needs to come in and
Yeah.
manage it. Somebody needs to manage it in the dressing room. Obviously,
Yeah. Agree 100%. There's a whole box full of people sitting there all day. Surely they should have this up there in front of mind.
and you can get it on Crick Info. You can get it on the statistics machines that they're using. So
Of course.
it's just somebody needs to let them know. And as
Force
well, the
slips
players
finally in
themselves.
place, and they drive it through to Bavuma at a wide-ish mid-off, and Hasaranga has a look at his bat there.
Yeah, it's like the duck with Lewis pass score and ODIs. Even if it's not raining, you've still got it there.
And it's on the scoreboard as well.
It should be there, yeah. Should be in front of mind, yeah. Jeez,
it's just ridiculous that you're going to have to go start a new session, because it kind of shows the level of complacency that this team has now gotten into, just because Sri Lanka are 7 down and possibly they're a wicket away.
4 slips. He smashed it back over Lutu Supamla's hands. Has Hasaranga. There's a lot of work here for the men converging from mid-on and mid-off, but that'll race through to the boundary for another 4. Stand and deliver.
Beautiful. Yeah, that's a baseball shot there. Very nice one.
Nice looking shot. Yeah. Let's see what did Supamla do wrong here. Too wide and
short.
Just a little bit too short. Yeah. Nice flat batted shot straight past the bowler, over the bowler's head. Hasaranga is not impressed. He's certainly not complacent. So if you give him filth, he's going to punish you. Sri Lanka now trail by 46. Do we see a situation where South Africa might have to go in and chase 20 odd?
It's possible by the way that they decided to start the session.
Yeah, look, I'm happy to have another crack at commentary here.
Look, I think Colin Bryden tweeted, devaluing Test cricket and making a farce of overrate regulations by trying to rush through some overs instead of finishing off the match.
Okay, and again with a leg slip, and this one goes down the leg side. So clearly the plan is here, medium length, and trying to hit the thigh pad there as he takes a jog back to his mark.
Yeah, you see that should be done. That's how we should bowl every ball. Otherwise, we're going to end up in this scenario over and over again.
Absolutely, as Nokia comes in around the wicket, passing Adrian Holstock. There's a man at a catching cover, and that is hit him. Hey, nah, ouch. Man in the wards here. There's a man under the helmet. There's a man at a catching mid-wicket, a leg slip in place. South Africa are going to... And they're not holding back here. This is Test cricket, gentlemen, but I just wonder how much of it is necessary.
Oh, that could have gone anywhere. He just managed to fend that off. It looked like it hit him because he's already hurt. So Rajita walking around and hobbling around.
Rajita in again, and he's fended away at this one, but the man at leg slip has had to support Aiden Markram under the helmet. So there's a man catching on the offside. There's a man catching on the offside leg side, man under the helmet, leg slip, and a couple of slips waiting there. So they want to bowl as many as they can at Kasan Rajita because they know he's not going to run.
Yep. And it looks like the type of field you'd have next ball. Oof.
In again, and he's fended that one away again. It looks really uncomfortable batting here for Kasan Rajita. I think as much as I think this is the right plan for the South Africans, but I just hope that they don't get reckless about it and try and bump him.
We just need one ball. We just need one ball straight as a Yorker to the stumps. We've already bowled. I don't know how many short balls already this over 4. One needs to go straight
one,
on the
catching
stumps.
him on the glove.
In again.
Absolutely. Nokia around the wicket, and this one is having Rajita drive, but it's gone straight at Dean Algo, who's probably got fiery paws at the moment because that one went straight to him. Is Markram trying to think he can, be a keeper there? He's right behind the stumps.
Straight into Algo's.
He dropped it.
Yeah, into his hands, and he dropped it. 179 for 7. It looks like the type of field on day 5 facing a spinner here with all these people around the bat.
Nokia to wrap up this over. He
Not
fends it
quite
off
as
again,
close
and
as
he
they would
manages
be.
to find a gap. And the man at long leg, Lungi Ingiti, is the cleanup crew there. That's the end of the 10th for Nokia. He's got a big smile on his face. 179 for 7, trail 46.
Oh, Morid, I think
Yeah, it
that
looks like
over
he's enjoying this.
was. Why is he? Because there's a you do need to try and hit the stumps. You are peppering him. He's not gonna. You can see he doesn't want to glove it. So why not just bowl straight at the stumps?
I agree 100%, Mpo.
Yeah.
The guy can't move his feet. Come over the wicket at him. He's a right-hander. Fire it in. 145 clicks at your toes. Let's see what he does with that. And then you can bounce him from over the wicket and achieve the same result, but you can have the bounce as a surprise ball, maybe. Sipamla. Dave, you're still on ball by ball.
Yeah, I'm just
Okay,
was just
no
buffering for
problem.
a second. But Sipamla in again, 4 slips, and he's just been hit on the body there. Has Hasaranga. That looks ugly. Looks ugly indeed.
He jumped up in the air, and it
It's
looks
edged
like
it onto his back foot.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, that caught his ankle, I think. But he's ready to go. Sipamla in again. Oof.
Seriously courageous stuff here from the Sri Lankans. This is Sipamla in again, and he's smacked that up and over, and that's been taken. Wonderful take by Temba Bavuma, and Sipamla is all too happy to celebrate there, and well-deserved from the young man. Finally, some sensible bowling.
Yes, and he was bowling at the off stump. It's either you hit, I miss, and Hasaranga hits it straight down the throat of Temba Bavuma at a long off. So very good wicket for the young man, adding on to the 4 in the first innings. Now he's got 6 for the match.
Yes, he should have been bowling earlier this morning. We all agree on that, but he's got an excellent opportunity with these guys down and out, the Sri Lankans, and Sipamla taking advantage here, and good for him. It's a nice way to start your test career.
Yeah, so now we have an interesting situation. You've got 2 injured batsmen coming out to bat, showing that courageousness. It's going to be very uncomfortable for them. I think they're probably going to be standing at either end and swinging for the fences.
Yes, as best they can, because both of these are pure tail enders, right? They neither of them are batsmen of note.
So the next batsman in is Lahira Kumara, left-handed batsman. He went off early on yesterday with an injury. We're not too sure what injury it was. We thought it probably would have been it's a quad injury, but he's come out to bat. We didn't see him at all yesterday. The only injured player who actually came out was Hasaranga. So it's going to be interesting to see how he gets through. He's scored 52 runs in his 30 innings at an average of 3. He has a high score of 10. So so it's going to be a little bit uncomfortable because obviously both batsmen are struggling to run and haven't been able to field yesterday.
Lankan Lions showing their prowess as Sipamla bumps him for his first delivery. There's a man under the helmet, man at catching mid-wicket, and that's the 1 for the over, says the umpire Murray Erasmus.
179 for 8. They still trail by 46. Both batsmen on naught. And Kumara just ducking underneath that one. You see a replay of Hasaranga's shot. Probably didn't look at the field settings properly because that went straight to mid, to long off. Yeah.
No, but he was just there to blast it out. He had no other.
Pamela in again, a short one, a swipe there by Kumara. And it goes through the corner of the cock, nothing there. Lutus Bumla just eyeing out Adrian Holt's stock there at square leg. He's obviously not happy with that first one being a bit of a short one as well. So he's got that's probably a second for the over.
Yeah, so that's why that one was called a wide. Luto just getting carried away with the short ball, trying to set him up.
180 for 8.
Luto in once again. He's bowling to Lahiru Kumara, who's just had a bit of a waft at that one. He's moved his front foot out of the way, but both of these batsmen not happy there at all. They're both in some serious pain, but you must give it to them for coming out to bat when their team desperately needed it.
Yeah, as opposed to South Africa trying to save themselves a couple of bucks, the Sri Lankans are out there fending off the South African attack for their country. So
massive character from them. Massive character from them. I'm not too sure if
Sipamla with 3 slips in, then one is just driven at, but it doesn't quite catch the edge.
Another play and a miss from Lahiru Kumara there. Luto just coming closer and closer. I think this, if he doesn't get a wicket off this ball, he might not be able to get another wicket after this. So this one has to be a good one.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And it would be well deserved if Luto does pick up another one here. He's bowled really well, and I whether it's him or Keshav Maharaj that gets dropped for the next game, I feel for both of them. Sipamla in again, and this one is just fended awkwardly. It was one that was straight and fuller, and it was the necessary delivery. He didn't quite get it. That is the end of his 5th. South Africa well on top here. They only trail by 45 to the Lankans, but 180 for 8 at this point.
Yes, so 180 for 8. Hasaranga really gave us a little bit of entertainment. The South Africans also bowled into his half for a while there, with those spin twins in tandem after lunch. But normal service has resumed, and it's going to be. We've got some of the quicks coming in, and Luto getting the wicket of Hasaranga.
Nokia to start his 11th. He's bowling to Kasun Rajita. There are men lurking like mosquitoes, and eventually the catch is taken there at Gully by Keshav Maharaj. He thanks Murray Erasmus, and ladies and gentlemen, that is the conclusion of the first test from Supersport Park in Centurion. South Africa winning in the end there by a narrow margin, just the 45 runs.
It's an innings and 45 runs.
In innings and 45, correct. Yes, you are correct. So wonderful stuff there by the South Africans. The batting performances we should all be proud of, and unfortunately for the Lankans, too many injuries meant that they couldn't quite come right.
Yes, it's been it's been quite a tough test match for Sri Lanka, but they showed a lot of character the back end of yesterday and today with all those injuries that they sustained. And I think yesterday spoke to Mickey Arthur, and he said one of the positives he's going to take out of this test match is the fact that they scored close to 400 runs in that first innings. It shows that this team's got something in them. And you can't necessarily just write them off after this performance, because they literally limped to the finish line of this test match.
No, they certainly won't give up the fight. So they've got the right temperament, the right mentality, this Sri Lankan team. And it also, I was thinking this during lunch, it shows you how important the preparation is for these test matches. It is a tough thing to play cricket for 5 days in a row. And it's very important to get your preparation spot on. Otherwise, what's happened to Lanka is an example of when your preparation isn't ideal.
Yeah. Dave, what do you think from a South African's perspective? What are the positives that you'll take out of this? And are there things that Mark Boucher needs to work on?
I think South Africa should be very happy with how they've come out here with the bat. And on that wondrous pitch, I do think that South Africa will hopefully continue with that form. From a field management and bowler management perspective, it's going to be interesting to see who comes in for Kagiso Rabada, who makes way rather for the incoming Kagiso Rabada. And I think Quinton de Kock needs to be on top of that as well with over rates.
Yes, while you think about who you're going to bring in to the Wanderers, let me just give you the final scorecard for the Sri Lankan team. They came into this innings trailing by 225 runs. Dimuth Karunaratne went first up for 6 bowled by Lungi Ngidi. And then the next man out was Kusal Mendes. He was caught Van der Dissen, bowled Ngidi for a duck. He was caught at slip. Then this morning, Sri Lanka resumed. Dinesh Chandama was the first wicket to go. He had a groin injury, remember. He was bowled by Vian Mulder, all for 25. The next man out was Nirshan Dekwela. He was out, caught de Kock bowled Mulder for 10. And then Kusal Pereira, Anrith Nokia getting his first scalp of this innings, 64. Kusal Pereira caught de Kock bowled Nokia. He was a faintest of edges. And then Dalsin Chanaka was out as well. He came in 6 for his 6. He was caught de Kock bowled Sapamla. And then the next batter out was Vishwa Fernando. He was out for a duck. He was run out at the non-strikers end by Mulder and Maharaj. And then the next wicket was Hasaranga, who stuck around a bit. He got a 59. He was caught Bavuma at long off by Sipamla. And the last wicket was Kasun Rajita, who was caught Maharaj at back of point, bowled Nokia. Just to let you know, obviously, Dhananjaya De Silva was absent and he was hurt. He was hurt in the first innings as he retired hurt. Dave, so looking at the Wanderers, are there any guys that you are? Who are you? Are you going for a full seam attack with an extra batsman, or are you keeping Kesh with the balance of the side and just removing one of the pace bowlers for Kagiso?
Keshav Maharaj has done nothing wrong with the bat. That being said, there have been a number of occasions where South Africa have gone with an all-pace attack at the Imperial Wanderers over the last little while. I think there's been a lot of rain in Johannesburg, which will definitely excite the South African coaching staff, because you know that there's going to be a little bit of something in that there for them if they're forced to bowl again in the second test, or if they do select rather to bowl in the second test. I'm happy with everybody not changing, barring somebody's got to leave for Kagiso, and I think the sensible decision will be Lutu Sapamla, because he's the debutant. It's just a hard one because he's picked up sticks in this game.
Yes. Otto, who are you thinking for changes to the Johannesburg test?
Sure. It's got to be either Nokia or Sapamla. I think Nokia was a bit off his top game. But are you going to punish him for, being expensive? Maybe he was executing plans that leaked runs. Sipamla, Maharaj, I don't know. I think the safe one obviously is Sipamla, because it's not going to hurt his feelings. He knows that he's in for an Indian legend. So he knows he did nothing wrong, and he's not losing mates in the side. He was there as a replacement. I think probably looking at the pitch and the conditions, that will have the final. I'll have Maharaj and Sapamla ready to play, and then on the day decide between the two which one goes and which one it's out. Yeah.
Look, I tend to agree with you guys, but I honestly do think that Anrich was slightly off his mark, and if you had to look at just this game, I would pick Lutu Sapamla, because I think he was a lot more accurate, especially after that disastrous first spell. Anrich Nokia had a disastrous first spell. He tried to bring it back today, but he still was slightly off his mark. I think if he wants to be that enforcer, he needs to make sure that the batsmen play, and not necessarily the batsmen are necessarily running away from the ball or trying to fend it off, but make the batsmen try and play at the balls. Your short balls need to be accurate. They can't be too wide, and that's the type of things that would happen. But I do think that it's just going to be an easy swap with Kagiso coming in and Lutu Sapamla sitting out. I just do hope that they don't drop Keshav Maharaj. But yeah, so as let's bring Dave back in. Look, Otto, We'll be back in the new year on the 3rd
Yes.
of January. Similar setup on 1WSR.com. So do you have any final words in this test match of things that you wanted to discuss and wanted to go?
No, I think we've pretty much covered everything. Looking forward to the new year for various reasons. Certainly not the least of which is the cricket. So enjoy it, you guys, as much as you can, and say goodbye to 2020. Let's hope we can do better next year.
And Dave, any final words?
Just thank you to everybody who's listened to all of our days of broadcast here. We know that you are loyal Guerilla Cricket supporters. Thank you for tweets. Thank you for comments on all our social media platforms. We are looking forward to a New Year's test, not in Cape Town, but in Joburg. Nevertheless, we are excited for it. We'll see you there. Thank you, Mpho. Thank you, Otto. And thank you.
Thanks, everyone.
Loyal fans.
Yeah, so and from my side, thank you very much to all the commentators who've come on over the past 4 days. You've made this broadcast a very special one. And to all the viewers on YouTube, Facebook, and on Twitter, as well as the listeners on 1WSR.com, please do continue supporting us. We'll be back in the new year. We've got many more test series to happen in the new year. So we'll be bringing you from this more virtual setting as we fight through this virus. Just one last word is to stay safe. Enjoy the new year. If you're in South Africa, just adhere to all the regulations that have been provided by the government. Just put your mask on, socially distance, and make sure that you sanitize your hands. From us at 1WSR, we'd like to say Happy New Year, and we'll see you on the other side. Lesale kakagiso.
Bye-bye.